Welcome to More Than Your Infertility podcast. I'm your host, Kristen Dillon Snyder, IVF mindset coach and IVF mom. Just like you, I know the impact riding the emotional roller coaster of infertility has on your life and how easy it is to be consumed by it. And I plan to support you, remind you, and teach you how to be more than your infertility while you're in the wait for your baby. If going through infertility is harder than you thought, taking longer than you thought, and impacting your emotional well-being, you're in the right spot. So no more waiting. Let's get started with this week's episode. Welcome to the More Than Your Infertility podcast. Today, we're diving into a topic that's close to my heart, and I know it's on many of your minds too. We're talking about the holidays and why they can be particularly challenging for those on the path to parenthood. Before we get into today's discussion, I want to let you know that I've been working on a special free training to help you handle the holidays and all the triggers they can bring about. It's a deep dive into creating a plan to navigate this tough holiday season as someone who is struggling to conceive. The training will happen live on November 20th, and I encourage you to sign up at the link in the show notes. Now let's get into why the holidays can be so tough for so many of us. Later in the episode, I will share the 3 reasons the holiday season can be anything but jolly. But before I do, it's essential to recognize that if you're not feeling excited, joyful, or festive, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. It's completely normal considering all you've been through, and you are not alone. If you don't know that, then you might do what I did, and that is to be super hard and tough on yourself. You'll know you're doing this if you're saying things like, you should be happy this time of year, or what's wrong with you if you can't be happy right now and enjoy the moment? Or maybe you'll be saying, pull it together. Let me tell you, that kind of pressure does not help anything. In fact, it really is distracting you from the underlying problem, which is that you don't have a baby in your belly or your arms like you thought you would by now. In fact, you thought you'd be celebrating the holidays with a little one, but that's not the reality. And that's the real problem. It's not that you're not more jolly. It's not that you're a diva or being overly dramatic. It's not that you're wishing your year away, even though I do wish we'd stop doing that with our one life. Instead, the problem is that what you thought you'd have is not here, even after all you've done and tried to make it happen. I want to emphasize that your feelings about this are valid. You've invested so much emotionally, physically, financially, and mentally in your journey to become a parent. The disappointment and sadness you're experiencing are natural responses. You've given your all, and it hasn't happened as quickly as you'd hoped. There are thousands of people who are in the same spot and feel like you do. So if you take one thing away from today's episode, it's that there's nothing wrong with you. Do you hear me? Okay, now that you've got that message that there's nothing wrong with you, here are the 3 reasons why the holidays can feel hard when you're trying to conceive without luck and what you can do to help. One reason the holidays sting is because the holidays often act as mile markers, reminding us of another year without the baby we envisioned. It's challenging to see friends and family celebrating their growing families while you're still waiting, feeling stuck in the same spot. The new holiday and passing of another year can feel like a spotlight on what you're missing. So while the baby isn't here, it's not true that a whole year has gone by with nothing to show for it. Give yourself the gift of taking some time to write down all the things you have done this year. Trips, fun memories, and even the steps and progress you've had with your infertility protocol. Even without the baby here yet, those tests, those mock transfers, those monitoring appointments, those egg retrievals, those transfers needed to happen to get you one step closer to your baby. The second reason the holidays are challenging are all the social triggers. This is where the free training I mentioned earlier will come in handy. We'll dive deep into handling these social triggers, from inquisitive questions to awkward work and family gatherings, to catching up with that long-lost neighbor, and to the focus on your family, all on your niece or nephew. And let's be honest, there will be a pregnancy announcement you'll see that says something like, Santa gave us the best gift of all coming next year. So if it wasn't clear already, I get what you're going through, and I don't want you to miss out on the opportunity to prepare yourself for the scenarios that you know will come by attending the training on how to handle the holidays when trying to conceive. You'll thank yourself later when you do this. So while we'll go deep into how to handle the social triggers in the training, for today, please know that one of the best things you can do for yourself is to practice self-compassion. This means acknowledging your grief and disappointment without judging yourself for it. Once you've accepted where you are emotionally, you can make informed choices about how you want to approach the holidays and what you might need best. The number one question to ask yourself when you are practicing self-compassion is, what do I need right now to feel a little better? Then you go do that thing. The last challenge with the holidays is based on this one misconception that holiday traditions require a baby or pregnancy to participate. And my friends, that is not true. You can participate in traditions without a baby. No baby is required to wear matching PJs, to have stockings hung, to watch your favorite holiday movies, to schedule, take, and send out holiday photo cards. No baby is required to have hot cocoa or go ice skating, to cut down your tree, or to sing your favorite holiday songs. I encourage you to partake in these festivities and create cherished memories before your baby arrives, because you are already a family. So starting these traditions and making the memories now will be so meaningful to future you. The holidays are challenging due to various factors: mile markers, social triggers, traditions, family dynamics, and societal expectations. However, remember that it's perfectly okay not to feel jolly this year. You can skip events, you can be a Scrooge, or participate in your way. I promise that you won't feel like this forever. And just like you, I hope that next year you'll be in a different season. Remember to check the show notes for the link to our upcoming training on handling the holidays, and join us as we navigate this emotional roller coaster together. If you found the episode valuable, please send me a DM on Instagram and let me know, because I love when I hear from you. And always remember, you're more than your infertility. Thank you for being a part of More Than Your Infertility. If today's episode resonated with you, please consider sharing it on social media or with a friend. Your support helps us reach more women on their infertility journey, empowering them to break free from the grip of infertility shame and rediscover their hope. And before we part ways, I have a small favor to ask. If you've enjoyed the podcast, kindly leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. Your feedback helps other women find this empowering community. Until next time, always remember, you are more than your infertility.